Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to be talking about how guns are made. Guns are a complex piece of machinery, and there are many different steps involved in their manufacture. The first step in making a gun is to select the materials. The most common materials used in gun making are steel, aluminum, and plastic. Steel is used for the barrel, frame, and other parts that need to be strong. Aluminum is used for lighter parts, such as the receiver and trigger assembly. Plastic is used for some of the exterior parts, such as the grip and stock. Once the materials have been selected, the next step is to machine the parts. This is done using a variety of machines, such as lathes, milling machines, and drill presses. The parts are machined to the precise specifications required for the gun to function properly. Once the parts have been machined, they are then assembled. This is a very precise process, and it is important that the parts are assembled correctly in order for the gun to function properly. Once the gun has been assembled, it is then tested. This is done to make sure that the gun functions properly and that it is safe to use. The gun is usually tested by firing it with dummy rounds. The manufacturing process of guns is a complex and precise process that ensures that the guns are safe and reliable. If the gun passes the test, it is then finished. This may involve adding a coating to the metal parts, or it may involve adding a stock and other exterior parts. Gun attachments are created in a variety of ways, depending on the type of attachment. Some attachments are simply machined from metal or plastic, while others are more complex and may require assembly or specialized manufacturing techniques. For example, a scope might be made by grinding a lens from a piece of optical glass, while a silencer might be made by assembling a series of metal baffles. Gun attachments can do a variety of things to improve the performance of a firearm. Some common types of attachments include sights. These attachments are designed to help the shooter aim the gun more accurately. There are many different types of sights available, including iron sights, reflex sights, and scopes. Lasers. These attachments emit a laser beam that can be used to target a target. Lasers can be useful for both aiming and target identification. Flashlights. These attachments emit a bright light that can be used to illuminate a target in low-light conditions. Flashlights can be useful for self-defense or for hunting in the dark. Suppressors. These attachments reduce the noise and flash produced by a gun when it is fired. Suppressors can be useful for reducing noise pollution and for making it more difficult for the shooter to be seen by the enemy. Foregrips. These attachments provide a more secure grip on the gun, which can help the shooter to control the gun more effectively. Foregrips can be especially useful for shooters who are using large or powerful guns. Bipods. These attachments provide a stable platform for the gun, which can help the shooter to make more accurate shots. Bipods are often used by snipers or other shooters who need to make long-range shots. There are many different types of gun attachments available, each with its own unique benefits and drawbacks. Some of the most common types of gun attachments include iron sights. These are the simplest and most basic type of sight. They consist of two small sights that the shooter aligns with the target. Iron sights are not as accurate as other types of sights, but they are very durable and can withstand a lot of abuse. Reflex sights. These sights are more accurate than iron sights and are easier to use in low-light conditions. Reflex sights use a small mirror to reflect the image of the target onto a lens in front of the shooter's eye. Scopes. These are the most accurate type of sight and are often used for long-range shooting. Scopes use a magnifying lens to enlarge the image of the target, making it easier for the shooter to see and hit the target. Laser sights. These sights emit a laser beam that can be used to target a target. Laser sights can be useful for both aiming and target identification. The type of gun attachment that is best for a particular shooter will depend on the shooter's needs and preferences. Some shooters may prefer the simplicity and durability of iron sights, while others may prefer the accuracy and convenience of a scope. Ultimately, the best way to choose a gun attachment is to try out a few different types and see what works best for you. When using a gun, it's important to know which parts are being used on a gun and what each does to make sure the firearm is reliable and easiest to use. To start off, there is the barrel. The barrel is the long, cylindrical tube that the bullet travels through when the gun is fired. The barrel is made of a strong metal, such as steel or stainless steel, and it is rifled to impart spin on the bullet. This spin helps the bullet to fly more accurately. Action. The action is the mechanism that loads, fires, and ejects the cartridge from the gun. There are many different types of actions, but the most common are the bolt action, the pump action, and the semi-automatic action. Receiver. The receiver is the main body of the gun. It houses the action, the barrel, and other important parts of the gun. The receiver is usually made of a strong metal, such as steel or aluminum. Slide. The slide is a movable part of the gun that is used to chamber the cartridge and eject the spent casing. The slide is usually made of steel or aluminum. Frame. The frame is the part of the gun that the shooter holds. It is made of a strong metal, such as steel or aluminum. Grip. The grip is the part of the frame that the shooter holds. It is usually made of a hard, durable material, such as plastic or wood. Trigger. The trigger is the part of the gun that the shooter pulls to fire the gun. The trigger is connected to the action. And when the trigger is pulled, it releases the firing pin, which strikes the primer of the cartridge, igniting the gunpowder and firing the bullet to its sights. The sights are the parts of the gun that the shooter uses to aim the gun at the target. There are many different types of sights available, but the most common are iron sights, reflex sights, and scopes. Magazine. The magazine is a container that holds the cartridges for the gun. The magazine is inserted into the gun, and when the gun is fired, the cartridges are automatically loaded into the chamber. Thank you for watching this video about the different aspects of a gun. In this video, we discussed the basic parts of a gun, including the barrel, action, receiver, slide, frame, grip, trigger, sights, and magazine. We also discussed how these parts work together to fire a bullet. If you are interested in learning more about guns, I encourage you to do some research and learn about the different types of guns and their safety features. It is important to be familiar with the different parts of a gun and how they work in order to use them safely.